Hey guys, Sean with Long Honeymoon here. Today we have a video for you newbies out there, all of you who are new to RV camping and those of you who are thinking about getting an RV. We're going to discuss the basics of RV electrical systems, and I'm talking about the very basics, not elementary school, kindergarten. So I hope everyone's had their nap. First, let's think about why you need electricity inside of an RV. Well, there are some obvious things that come to mind. If it's dark at night, you want to turn on a light, you're using electricity. Maybe you're a chef and you want to nuke a frozen burrito in your microwave oven. That uses a lot of electricity. But there are some other things inside an RV that are using electricity that you might not think about.
All right, anytime you're pulling water from your freshwater tank, meaning you have turned on your water pump to get water out of your faucet, that's using electricity because something has to run that pump. So the other major power suck in an RV that you may not think about is your heat furnace.
Looky, it has started again.
Yep, when you turn on that heat furnace, it is pulling propane to heat your RV, so it's not using electricity in that respect. But where it is using electricity is to power the fan that blows that heat throughout your RV. And if you have ever camped in really cold weather and run your propane furnace for extended periods of time overnight, you will know that that will suck down your batteries faster than anything.
So let's think about how you get electricity inside your RV. Well, the first obvious way is through what we call shore power. That's literally plugging your RV into the power outlet in, for example, a campground. Those can be 30 amp or 50 amp outlets. And obviously that lets electricity flow into your RV where you need it. The second method to get electricity in your RV would be through using an inverter generator. Those generators also produce AC electricity, and the generators act as sort of a substitute for shore power, right? They're also sending AC into your RV. The third way you can access electricity inside your RV is from your RV batteries. We call them your house batteries. Most RVs have at least one battery on board. We have two, and we have right now the old-fashioned lead acid deep cycle batteries. This is technology that dates back to the 1850s. So it's really dated technology. It works, it's relatively cheap, but it has a lot of limitations. And those batteries produce DC or direct current. Inside your RV, you're going to find one or more power outlets. For example, here we have two outlets side by side. On the left is an AC outlet. On the right is a DC outlet. Our RV actually has a couple of DC outlets, and you see these use the good old-fashioned cigarette lighter style plug. They can be useful in drawing electricity straight from the house batteries. For example, here I have a laptop cable, and if I'm working on the road, I can plug my laptop directly into that DC outlet and have power. However, we only have two DC outlets in the entire trailer. There's only so much you can do with two DC outlets. And much to my surprise, when we first bought our RV, these AC outlets only deliver electricity when you are plugged up to shore power or when you're plugged up to a generator, unless you have an additional piece of equipment called an inverter. More on that later. Our trailer did not come equipped with an inverter on board. So whenever we were not connected to shore power or not running a generator, these AC outlets were dead for us. If you don't have an inverter on board, then your AC outlets are not going to work unless you have a generator going or you're plugged into shore power. As you know, I have been Mr. Generator. I've reviewed a lot of generators on the internet. I will continue to review generators, but we have to acknowledge generators have some weaknesses. The first weakness, obviously, is they require gasoline or propane fuel to operate, so you're constantly feeding them with fresh fuel. The second downside of a generator is obviously they produce noise. Some are better than others in that regard, but even the best generators still produce a little bit of noise at a campsite. And that can be an issue, especially in some of the national parks and some of the boondocking sites. In the national parks, for example, there will be quiet hours and you will not be allowed to run your generator past a certain time at night. So what happens when you want to nuke that frozen burrito at 10 o'clock at night? Well, you're SOL, my friend. Generators have some other downsides. They do require some maintenance. You know, they're basically small internal combustion engines, and there'll be oil changes and spark plug changes that you're going to be dealing with. So you have those issues with the generator, and also with these old-fashioned lead-acid batteries, there are issues. We've found ourselves in situations when running the propane furnace at night where we've knocked those batteries down. You wake up the next morning, you can't turn on a light, you can't properly flush the toilet. Those batteries just have a very limited capacity and a limited lifespan. You'll be lucky to get 4 years out of those lead acid deep cycle batteries in an RV. So you might be thinking to yourself, is there another way? Actually there is, and that brings me to, you guessed it, solar. This year, we finally have it figured out. We will be working with Ronnie Dennis, also known as Airstream Nuts and Bolts on Instagram. Ronnie has done many solar installs on Airstream travel trailers, so he is kind of an expert in this field. And we have a number of pieces of equipment lined up. Solar panels, we're gonna have 4 100-watt solar panels on the roof by Renogy. Those are going to capture energy from the sun and deliver it down to our Battleborn batteries. Yes, we're going to upgrade to lithium batteries by Battleborn. And we're going to have an inverter on board by Victron. It will be a 3,000 watt inverter. It's going to allow us to run our microwave oven, maybe even our air conditioner for short periods of time. And all of the fuses and switches and so forth will be by Blue Sea. So it is a huge pile of gear. Ronnie knows what to do with it. And over the course of 3 different videos, we're going to explain and show you in detail how we took our 17-year-old travel trailer and updated it to a cutting-edge modern solar setup. We will no longer need shore power to recharge our batteries and perform just basic functions on the camper. So all of that will be coming up over the course of the next few videos. I hope you tune in. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're all going to learn a lot about solar as we go. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe. We've been making RV videos on YouTube for a long time here at Long Long Honeymoon. Join Loloho Nation. The benefits are great. A wise man once told me, size doesn't matter, it's all in how you wiggle it. Case in point. Is that true?
I'm not commenting on that subject.
See? It's all in how you wiggle it. The warning, do not remove cover. How are you supposed to take it off if you don't remove the cover? Tell me that. Wiggle, wiggle. Speaking of wiggling it, you know how much I love lubrication and encourage you to always use lubrication. This Bow Shield stuff, we've sold a lot of this stuff in our Amazon store because it's really good, and that light is really annoying because it's flickering on and off. It penetrates, it lubricates, it protects. It slices and dices.